be here that long. But okay, 2019. So my 2019 was very interesting, I think. And God definitely taught me a lot, broke me down a lot. And yeah, so I think I just got to this extreme thinking of like, God's plan for me is to just go, 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 go. And it really wore me out and it broke me down. And I got to a place where I was not enjoying a lot of things in life. And then I got really physically um, ill. And that was like really great. Because it forced me to stop. I literally couldn't move. I was having really bad joint issues and I physically could not do stuff. Like I said, I can't come to the function. Like there are times when mobility is not it for me right now. So, um yeah, God really like literally physically stopped me in my tracks. Not to say that God just was like, I'm going to strike you down with joint pain, but he used that to show me that there I can just stop and still like find rest and be okay with him. Like I don't have to be doing all these works just to be okay with myself or be okay with God, which is like such a basic lesson, but something I feel like we all just relearn in a deeper way, like throughout cycles in our
No,
lives.
seriously. Like that
Yes.
no striving and that like works based mentality, it's so subtle. It's so subtle.
Yeah.
And if you're not consistently aware of it and praying on it and working, it will creep into your life and into your soul. And it's so good that God really helped you to see that, like, even if you literally do nothing, if you evangelize to no one, if you don't go to Bible study, like you're fully seen, fully known, fully loved.
Yes, that's so true. So, yeah, I really just had to like stop, rest, take a break. So that was like a huge part of what God kind of showed me in 2019. If you're curious, what was up with me was I found out I had lupus. Um, so which is linked to a lot of stress, which is like so crazy. But like in my research and everything, all my doctors they're like, the things that you can do is to eat right, look for your food triggers, and to not be stressed out. Like you're literally just and so yeah, and so I was just doing a lot, stressing myself out. And so yeah, that's definitely been a huge lesson for 2019. What about you, Taylor?
2019 was real for me. As you guys hear in the background, I have a baby. So I was pregnant basically all of 2019. Thank God that is over.
Stressful.
And yeah, so I learned many, many, many lessons. This was probably one of the most transformative years for me spiritually, maturity wise, and just a lot of different things. But the one of the biggest things that the Lord really showed me was that I need to focus on myself. And this is not to be self-seeking. This is not to be selfish or necessarily self-focused, because the word says do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. But this was the Lord telling me, Taylor, stop being self-righteous and focusing on other people's sins more than you do yours. That's why you continue unhealthy cycles. That's why you can't seem to get victory in certain areas, because you want to blame others for things and you want to focus on other people's sins, and other people's issues, and just other people in general, maybe even their victories. And so God really had to sit me down and really showed me like who I really am, who he really has called me to be, and how we're gonna get there. And so when I say it was transformative, it was humbling. Like I just had to face my reality. Like, Taylor, why do you keep making these decisions? Like the Lord really sat me down. I sat down with a lot of my community who I'm in accountable relationships to, whether it be parents, friends, mentors, accountability partners, and just have very hard conversations. So when I say it was real, like, goodness gracious, it was crazy, man.
Yeah, that was like really, really a lot for you. And yeah, it was just yeah, it definitely was like a tough year for sure. And like just being exposed, like can you talk about that? Like your sin like
Yes.
taking physical form on your body and just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so being pregnant, it just seems so all consuming. No matter where you go, where you are, it's just kind of literally you feel like the elephant in the room. No pun intended. We all sin, of course, and this is what people would say, Taylor, don't be ashamed. We all sin. We just happen to be able to see yours. Yeah, but it's still different. Different sins have different consequences, and it just felt all encompassing for many different reasons. It never left me literally physically, and everyone knew everywhere I went. So it just was a lot. I feel like I really just I felt bare and exposed. And the thing about that is that it was good and it was what I needed. I would have never chosen to be exposed in that way because I had issues with hiding things. But the Lord just is so gracious, and He knows that when you conceal sins, it is only a detriment to yourself. You hurt yourself, that sin grows more. And so, man, being exposed was very painful, very uncomfortable for 10 whole months. I mean, it's not just like, oh, this one time I saw someone or they had this one meeting at church. Like, it was just a continual um thing for like almost, a year. And it was tough, but God really exposed me, and through that exposure brought healing. And I am so thankful. And He brought that through His, of course, just Holy Spirit, Him speaking to me. He brought that through, really through my community. Like, I low key want to write a book called My Community Saved My Life because through my community, which that's the scariest part about revealing things about yourself, is you'll think you'll be rejected and judged and all this stuff by your community. But I was just met with so much love and help, and help. And I had to have hard conversations too. People weren't just fake with me like, oh, it's fine. Like, no, there's an issue here. But people were very kind to me. My family in particular they were amazing. They were very real with me. They had some very hard conversations with me. They spoke very straight with me. But they also helped me. They also loved me. They also mentored me. They also helped to hold me accountable. But one of the biggest things that they told me is that I need to start being able to listen to people better and take feedback. And that was huge. And that was a life changing lesson of 2019. So I learned, to take feedback. I learned that I need to stop focusing on other people's stuff and focus on myself and growth. And then also that community is key. If you do not have community, I don't mean that you step into a church building on Sundays, listen to a sermon and leave. I mean community. I mean people in your life, people that you share your love life with, people that you share your insecurities with, people that you share the intricacies of your life with. If you don't have that, you're missing out on a major growth opportunity. So I know community saved my life. So that was a few 2019 lessons for me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure we'll talk about those lessons even more in that season of your life, even more because it's Reagan is a huge part of your life, and that was a lot of breaking that you went through. But we are not trying to make this podcast super long. I could just talk to you about it for forever. But so, what's your 2020 focus?
I'm very thankful that my 2019 was really a breaking year for me. I feel a lot stronger as a person. I feel healthier. I feel like I have better boundaries. And so my 2020 focus is to continue to mature. And also I do want to be a hard worker and just continue to develop certain business skills and certain financial skills and tools. And then also just discipline and consistency. Discipline with just my Bible reading. That's why this Brown Girl Bible is fire. I'm
Mm.
so excited. um and also discipline with my health, and also with just keeping my spaces really clean. Like, I just want to be super clean, super organized in my home, my car, my office, everything. So those sound kind of small, but that's like, I don't know, those are basic things, but that's where I'm at.
I mean, the basic is fine. The basic is like what it's like the building blocks of your life. So you
Yeah,
need
like
to
if you
always be working
master
on them.
exactly, if you master the basics, then you will be a superstar. But I guess the one fun thing I want to do is I really want to do some type of athletic competition or race or something like that. I used to run track and I'm coming off from being 190 pounds for my pregnancy. I'm down about 50 pounds. I need to lose some more, but I just want to get to be my most fit self ever. So I'm excited about that.
Wow, exciting.
What is your